What's the name of the group? RCRG. I like that. I like that. Ladies, happy Valentine's. So I'm going to ask the executive director, Ms. Clara Gillens Revitilization, to come out and say a few words to you.
Everyone. Good evening. And welcome to the first I Love Roosevelt, celebrating the growth and love of the Roosevelt community. I'm really happy that you've chosen to be with us this evening in spite of the weather outside. Tonight, we're here to celebrate the love of our town and some of the people who have made this hamlet a great place to live, work, and worship. I'm going to give you a little history lesson before we get started. Roosevelt, Long Island is an unincorporated village located in the south central portion of the old historic town of Hempstead. This area was once part of a heavily wooded section known to the early Hempstead settlers as the Great South Woods. Roosevelt was known by two other names before it received its present permanent one. During the late 1600s, it was called Rum Point. Primarily because of the spirituous liquors flowed freely there. The area had 3 taverns at its crossroads, which served as overnight lodgings for travelers and was the headquarters for a rum smuggling ring. As Rum Point, Roosevelt was a little agricultural village with a general store, 3 taverns, and some 12 or 15 houses. Its most popular feature was horse bull racing, an event that was a great attraction along Babylon Turnpike. In the 1830s, Roosevelt influenced the strength of the temperance movement, changed its name from Rum Point to Greenwich Point. The temperance movement, which swept the country, brought the implications of the name Rum Point into disfavor. Greenwich Point was a much more respectable name for a developing, respectable community. As Greenwich Point, Roosevelt was primarily a farmland community with the raising of pigs as a major interest. In 1901, a petition was initiated for a new post office. When the petition was presented, however, it was learned that there was a Greenpoint, New York, already in existence in upstate New York. Since the law stated specifically 2 towns cannot be registered under the same name, this meant that Roosevelt once again would have to change its name. Inspired by the presence of Theodore Roosevelt in the White House, the name Roosevelt was chosen to honor the 26th President of the United States, Rough Rider Teddy Roosevelt of Oyster Bay. This name still prevails over the Roosevelt community as a permanent tribute to Long Island's first president of the 26th President of the United States. Roosevelt has a rich and interesting history. For those of you who are interested in the early story of Roosevelt, RCRG can provide you the complete narrative, a historical dimension, the story of Roosevelt. But tonight, the Roosevelt Community Revitalization Group celebrates the love of our community, its present, its past, and its future. We are here also to celebrate the contributions of Ms. Letitia Pat Edwards, Ms. Taisha Joseph, the Reverend Richard P. Warren, and Ms. Veronica Cheeseborough. In addition, we have a special recognition for Mr. and Mrs. John Carlisle. The Carlisles have worked with Roosevelt Community Revitalization Group for several years and are retiring and moving away. We will sorely miss them. I want all of you to know that we recognize your hard work and dedication, and we salute you. Continue to walk in a spirit of excellence. continue to fight the good fight. We appreciate all of the people who contribute to the growth and betterment of our organization and to our community. Your work does not go unnoticed. Now we will have an invocation and the blessing of our food by Deacon Aaron Scott, one of our board members.
Let us bow our heads. Oh God, we thank you first of all for this day. We thank you, Lord, for just allowing us to be here one more time. We thank you, Lord God, for the executive director. We thank you for the board chairperson and for all the board members. And for this opportunity to make a start as this first annual celebration. God, we know that the executive director has struggled for a number of years trying to make a difference in the lives of the people in the community of Roosevelt. We ask, oh God, that this is just the beginning of great things to come. We ask that you bless everyone that's here tonight, go with each of them and stand by them. Bless us, Lord. Keep us, Lord, in your care. Bless those that will be honored tonight. Realizing, oh God, that they've done a great service to the community of Roosevelt. And for many of us that have been there for a long time, we want to see a change in the community of Roosevelt. And we know, Lord God, if we look to you, that it can happen. We ask for understanding, we ask for knowledge, we ask for leadership, and most important, we ask for wisdom. In your precious name we pray. Amen. Amen. Thank you, Deacon Scott. Okay, we've got one more person that I'd like to bring up to the dais, and he is the board chairman, Mr. Jacob Dixon.
Good evening. No, that wasn't good enough. I come from a call and response culture, and I know for some of you here, you go a little louder than that. I've seen it. So we're going to try this again. Good evening. Good evening. That's what I'm talking about. The beauty. First and foremost, welcome. Give yourselves a round of applause for being here. I did not have a speech prepared. I'm actually just going to speak from the heart, and I'm going to make this relatively brief, but succinct enough to understand the significance of what this is all about. First and foremost, our organization 8 years ago actually started as a coalition. And the coalition's focus at that time was to ensure that businesses were developing on Nassau Road, our only main street that we have outside of Avalon Turnpike. That vision has expanded and grown significantly to now 5 years as a non-for-profit. We have done tremendous strides in trying to make a difference in the lives of the Roosevelt community, and it's our hope that you felt the impact in some way. Whether it is through our Roosevelt Votes campaign, where we partner with local churches such as Memorial Presbyterian Church, and providing civic education, or whether it is a small business development seminar that we had sponsored through Citibank, or whether it's through the farmers market at which Bethpage Federal Credit Union served not only as a vendor but helped provide leadership opportunities for our youth. Or you have seen some of the town meetings that we had in regards to the Roosevelt Civic Center. Regardless of every area that we have touched, our primary mission and our goal was to ensure that we were for the people, with the people. I'm gonna say that again. For the people, with the people. Yes, yes. And the reason why that we do that is because if we do not stand at our core, which is authentic collaboration, authentic partnership, we are not going to be successful. And that is what RCRG is about, is standing together, united as one. And with that said, I wanted to take a minute to thank our sponsors for today. Our diamond sponsor was Bethpage Federal Credit Union. Our gold sponsor is Parapet Systems. And our supporter sponsors, Citibank, Hofstra University, National Center for Suburban Studies, and Thompson Economic Development Services. So can we give them all a round of applause? Really quickly, the last part that I also wanted to extend my gratitude to, first to my board of directors, who I am proud to stand shoulder to shoulder with each and every day, including Mrs. Catherine New, Mrs. Barbara Carlisle, Mr. Henry Holly, Mrs. Cecilia Goldburn, Mr. Alan Thompson, Deacon Aaron Scott, Deacon Harold Hamilton, and our Chair Emeritus, Ms. William Thunderberg. Trying not to break down here. The wisdom, the guidance, the support, you take me as your own. And you allowed me, a person who was born and raised in the community, had a learning disability, but managed now to have 2 master's degrees and going towards my doctorate. Thank you for giving me that support and encouragement to know that we can do things here. I also would be remiss if I did not acknowledge the amazing talent and unwavering support of our Executive Director, Clara Gillens. Can we please give her a round of applause? Her passion and her commitment to the Roosevelt community is truly unparalleled. I'm incredibly proud to call you not only a friend but a mentor, and I thank you. And also to our awesome team. I'm not sure if Marietta is probably still out front. She is our project director for the Roosevelt Emergency Disaster Preparedness Group, and she has done an amazing job. All of these different things that you see here in terms of the organization of people, making sure that we have the tickets together, the little details, she really took on. So thank you to her, along with the remaining staff as well, Melita Atkinson, Barry Johnson, and Kamika Randall. Last but not least, the importance of what this event is about is celebrating the love and growth of our community. We have a lot of work to do. We have different partners here in the room, such as Dr. Wortham, our superintendent of Roosevelt Public Schools. We have Roger Reed, who's representing Legislator Kavon Abrahams tonight. And along with countless others who unfortunately was not able to make it, including Mr. John Boyd, the president of the Roosevelt Chamber of Commerce. We had Phil Andrews, who's the executive director of the Long Island African American Chamber of Commerce. We also had received messages from Councilwoman Dorothy Gooseby and Deputy Speaker Lean Hooper, who sent their best regards. All of you, thanks to you, we are able to continue the work that we do. We all know in this room that that work was not easy, especially with the zip code of 11575. However, those perceptions, those assumptions, those thought processes about what our community is can change. And the way that it can change, first and foremost, is by allowing people to voice themselves and say once and for all, united as one, that we will not be victims of our inherited circumstances, but be victorious in our plight for real change. And the only way that we can do that is if we all stand together, and that is what this occasion is about. That moment of reflection, that moment of time where all of us can sit here and say once and for all, we are doing it. We are making it happen. We've seen it in a variety of different ways, where hundreds and hundreds were coming out to the town of Hempstead Hall meeting, when we knew that we had a scrap metal facility yard that was coming into the community, a block away from an elementary school, and knowing that our 0 to 5-year-olds have one of the highest asthma discharge rates in Nassau County, in Roosevelt alone. We fought for that, and that got stopped. There are several more of those things that are out there, but tonight it is about all of you. It is about all of us coming together, and more importantly, celebrating the love. So I thank you all again for coming out tonight, and let's make this happen. So thank you very much. Here, this is John Boyd, our president of the Roosevelt Chamber of Commerce, and his lovely wife. Give them a round of applause. Thank you. Have a good time today? No, that didn't feel right. Let's try this again. Everyone having a good time tonight? Awesome. All right, so our first presenter for the award is Clara Gillens.
And our first award for entrepreneurial excellence. This award is given to individuals innovation, inspiration, and leadership towards the development of the small business community in Roosevelt. And our award goes to Letitia Pat Edwards.
And happy Valentine's Day to the men in the room and the women. Bless your souls. I wrote a speech, but I'm gonna speak from the heart, just as Jason did, and want to say that first and foremost, congratulations to Roosevelt Community Revitalization Group, RCRG, for their first annual successful Gala. More to come. We're looking forward to it, and it'll be double this crowd. Despite the weather, you all were courageous and supportive enough to come out. The group has done some amazing things over the past years, and I am pleased to be able to be in a position, thank God, to support them when I can and how I can. The entrepreneurship program ran for a couple of years, and just as recently as yesterday, Clara and I were meeting to bring more resources and tools and access to capital to the organization and to the community to help further their economic development and community development efforts. So I applaud them. I applaud and congratulate tonight's other honorees, and I'm thankful to be in a position to be thought of like this, and have a good evening. Thank you. Oh, one more. I want to thank my husband, Michael, for coming out.
And Jacob Dixon will be presenting our next award.
I have the pleasure of giving an award to an individual and or organizations that have shown continued support in furthering the goals and activities of the Roosevelt Community Revitalization Group. We call that the Community Partnership Award. And it is our honor to be able to give the award to Taisha Joseph, the branch manager, of the Roosevelt for Bethpage Metal Credit Union.
Good evening. I'm never nervous speaking except for right now. Usually I'm speaking in front of parents or children, and it's very easy for me to talk about what I do on a regular basis to educate the community, but tonight is just a little bit nerve-wracking. I want to say thank you to the Roosevelt Revitalization Group for honoring me, for embracing me into the community. I've been with the branch for 3 years now, and I really do love what I do. I go to the schools, and I talk to the kids, and I talk to the parents, and it just brings me joy to know that I can educate other people on how to manage their finances and how to be successful with their finances. I also want to thank my husband because Latrice said she wants to thank her husband. He's like, oh, you better thank me. I do thank my husband, even though he has to work tonight. He is here to be by my side, as well as my family. They're also here, and also my staff. Without my staff, I would not be anything. When I'm not at the branch, they're helping me. They're making sure the members are happy, and I do appreciate them as well. And last but not least, I'd like to thank Rob Suarez. He definitely showed me the road. Before I came to the branch, he made sure that I knew people and I was able to network and get to know people in the community to help the branch and to educate more people. So I want to thank him as well. And thank you again.
Our word is one of our awesome board members, Mrs. Catherine Neal.
Good evening. My person, I think, is one of the greatest persons that we have in the community. Yes. Who has been there forever, who has worked in the community forever. Amen. All of my children know him forever because he's been there. He's done a little bit of everything in our community. And he has the love of the community in doing it. Mr. Warren is whom I'm speaking of. Please notice, he takes charge. He takes charge. He is the love of my life who always takes charge and lets me know what I should be doing at the time he wants it done. And I say, Mr. Warren, I simply cannot. And he says, Miss New. And then I do it. As simple as that. Mr. Warren, who has a CV longer than most of our lives of the things that he has done for the Army, for the community, his education, his love of life, and of his beautiful wife who is his love. Next to me, of course. Mr. Warren has been there forever, and I think we all know it. He had the roller ring when he knew something needed to be done in the community. Yeah. And he decided that we needed a roller ring, and we had it, and it was absolutely fantastic. I cannot speak of the things that Mr. Warren's done because I don't remember them all. He's done so much. And in the 48 years that I've been there, he has been doing things 48 years. May I present Mr. Richard P. Warren.
Thank you so much. Ms. New?
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
To the, what's that? Jacob, Sister Clara, Brother Sally. To all of the honorees, the guests, to all of you, my brothers and sisters. It's just great to be here. I think you got it right in one sense on this ward. Let's take a look here. It says, Lifetime Achievement Award. I don't know about the leadership, but Lifetime Achievement. You know, in the military, having served for 24 years, we come to Roosevelt in 1969. The American Legion has a motto, for God and country. Yeah, is that right, Charles? That's right. I will come out and still serve it. That's what we have attempted to do. For God and country, still serve it. Because I was truly blessed through World War II, Korean conflict, and Vietnam. So my life had a lot of longevity to it because there are other things for me to do. And I'm not finished yet, by the way. So we just want to thank you for this award. And I'm going to close just by saying, you see my bio in the pamphlet there, so that says just what all. But I have to share with you that who brought this all about and caused this and keep me straight when I want to go wrong, but she said, no, it's not that way. In 1950, be nice. In 1950, I was stationed at Earl Ammunition Depot. And you know able to tell you the whole history. But anyway, there was a young lady strolling along the boardwalk in Ashburn Park in 1950, getting ready to go to college. And I stayed in Nashville, Tennessee. I said to my pal that was with me, his name was Sawyer, you see that young lady across the street? I'm going to walk over and see if I can get a date with her. Now here I'm dressed in my dress blues, and nobody could tell me that I wasn't shot in that Marine uniform. I walked over and greeted her. She looked the other way and kept walking. But she didn't know what she was doing. Because of that, I said to my Sawyer, I said, Sawyer, I'm going to marry that girl one of these days. So thank you on this Valentine's Day for walking away and turning your head. But you know what? She took about 5 or 6 more steps and she took another look. I had it in. Thank you so much.
Did I not tell you that he would take over?
I don't even know how to follow up on that one. I'm just going to move right along. Our next presenter, Clara, will be presenting the Richard P. Warren Youth Community Leadership and Scholarship Award.
We just had to name this award after Mr. Warren. The Richard P. Warren Youth Community Leadership and Scholarship Award. This award, presented by Roosevelt Community Revitalization Group, recognizes a youth leader who has made contributions to his or her community, family, and school, as well as amplifies the leadership and community service values. Nominees for the R.P. Warren Youth Leadership Award must be a Roosevelt resident, either in high school or in college, and meet the following qualifications. Demonstrate excellent leadership at home, at school, and in the community. Exhibit initiative and leadership potential in setting and achieving short and long-term goals. Exhibit an understanding of the skills that effective leaders possess. This evening, this award will be presented to Veronica Cheeseborough. Ms. Warren, would you join us? I just have to say, Veronica is the assistant manager of our Roosevelt Community Farmers Market. She started out with us in 2010 as one of our volunteers. She is now, at the time, she was a student at the Roosevelt High School. She is now an undergrad student at Rutgers University. And has just recently applied to the Rutgers Grad School. Yes.
I just want to add really quick, Veronica has really tugged my heartstrings as a future educator. As some of you may know, I am a special education teacher for 7 years. And as she is doing her Bachelor's of Fine Arts in dance, when I heard that you were applying for her Master's of Education with a focus on dance education, it truly made my heart smile. So I just wanted to say I saw a lot of those qualities of teaching and of learning, especially at this one training of where she took a week and a half to do a Jeopardy series for the kids. And the way how the entire staff, her age, was able to interact and get in, I was wanted to go into it with them and say, wait, I want to join. But I need to know my place. But either way, I just wanted to applaud you for all of your hard work and dedication, and I feel like you truly deserve this, so congratulations with it. To announce that the scholarship is a $1,000 scholarship to continue her education and to allow some relief on those textbooks in order to pursue the education, so congratulations.
I did not have a speech prepared, so just bear with me. I'm extremely humbled to receive this award after such a renowned being in Roosevelt. And one of the things that I've always loved about Roosevelt is that it's very unique, especially in their sense of community, growth, love, and their constant search to service the community in whatever deficit we search for. So if it's obesity, if it's asthma, if it's some type of health problem, we are fixing it and we are always working towards it. So I'm always so grateful to be a part of this program, and I was humbled that I didn't even know that this was an entrepreneurship program that I was joined into 5 years ago. I'm 14 and I'm just like, okay, fresh fruits and vegetables, but it's way more than that. Like, we are feeding communities that do not have access to this on a daily basis. So in order for us to be able to cultivate that and service the community is so deep to me. And now, like, it influences my lifestyle, it influences people that I'm around, it influences the way that I eat, it influences all of our health. And I'm so grateful for all the training programs that I've gone through with this program and the direction of Ms. Clara and Jacob and all their leadership and constant guidance throughout this whole process. So I just want to thank everyone for coming out tonight, and I love all of you and I love Roosevelt.
All right.
Our last award, but certainly not the least award, is going to John and Barbara Carlisle.
All right.
Mrs. Carlisle has been the chairperson of our Community Engagement Committee. And every time you see the decorations on Nassau Road and the community cleanups that we do on an annual basis, and the number of things that go on, she and her husband has really worked to help make Roosevelt beautiful. When she first came on the board, we were doing a annual community cleanup, and I said, Ms. Carla, I'm just so tired. And we need someone that's gonna take hold of this project. And she came in with no hesitation and took over and took charge and started telling everybody what to do. And she did the same thing with our Christmas and holiday celebration. We decorated Nassau Road. We actually held a tree lighting ceremony. And whenever we call on Miss Carlisle, she is always there, and she drags her husband with her. And we just want to say thank you. And we're so sorry you're leaving, but I love you.
Just really quick, when I first met the both of you, you were actually the first two who I interacted with when I started as just a committee chair. And I could remember Mrs. Carlisle going, baby, it's gonna be all right. You're gonna make it through. And I did. but it's thanks to the both of you in part for all the wisdom and guidance. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want you to understand the power of these two and what they have contributed. Altogether, within the 3 years that they've taken the holiday celebration, they've been able to give over 3,000 toys to the community for our children. Every year, they've been able to organize multicultural celebrations where both the Hispanic and the African American community and Caribbean coming together to celebrate the festival of the holiday spirit. And in addition to that, the hard work and dedication from even going to the senior center to talk about the Civic Center and making the time and energy to do so. Thank you.
Well, was really unexpected, and I want you to know that I feel very, very proud to be honored with all the other honorees. Everything that we did in RCRG, we enjoyed. It was a pleasure. Sometimes I got a little frazzled, but all of these people were always there to say, just keep on going. You'll be all right. Just like I told Jacob, you'll be all right. John and I are going to be relocating. We're not going that far. We're only going to Maryland. But we still love Roosevelt. We've been here for 45 years. We've raised our children here. And we're going to be sorry to leave, but we have to go because right now it's just the two of us, and we need to get with our families and our grandchildren because you never know how much time you have left. And I want to enjoy that time. I don't want to spend it cleaning 4 or 5 rooms, and I don't want to do that. I want to enjoy it, and I want my husband to be able to enjoy it with me. So thank you so much. And one of the things, Catherine called me, and she said something that really, really touched my heart. She said, you know, Barbara, she said, we've both been here in Roosevelt a long time, but I didn't have the opportunity to work with you or to interact with you as much as I had these last few years. And I want you to know that I'm going to miss you so much because it's like I've known you all my life.
She's special. She is really, really special. Ladies and gentlemen, we know at the end of the evening when everyone leaves, it's normally that the eldest person at the table can always take the vases home, or look under your seat and there's a ticket, and everyone scrambles and turns the chairs over looking for something, and they really never get anything. We're going to do this simply because we know everyone is going to bust out of here after they eat. Because of the weather, and tomorrow is church for those of us who do go. Or laying there thinking about I should have gone. Either way, we thought we would do this before you began to eat, dance, drink, and have a good time. So you will know who the vase belongs to, and do not touch it if you do not win it. However, one of the persons who did these vases, because I was supposed to do it, but I went away because I needed a vacation, and I really didn't care. Uh, 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 one of the ladies is here, and my daughter was the second person who is not here. May I introduce Mrs. Marjorie Johnson? Please stand. She and my daughter did these vases. I could have done better, of course, but I wasn't here to do it. Aren't they lovely? Okay, so let's do it this way. Ladies, the news is out. Quick, send a cable. Pass the gift to the lady across the table. Take the vase and give it to the lady across from you. Hello, it's not hard. Just pick it up and give it to the person across from you. Yeah, okay. See, it's not hard. It's not hard at all. If someone wears a dress of blue, she must take this gift from you. Is anyone at your table wearing blue? Okay. Now I will read another verse. Pass the gift to the lady with the largest purse. Okay. Now we're getting tricky. And there is a humdinger. Pass the gift to the lady with the most rings on her fingers. Okay, you're doing great. What a success. Pass the gift to the lady with the largest chest. Okay, something old, something new. Pass the gift to the lady with the smallest size shoe. All right, let's get the party started, girls. Pass the gift to the one with the most curls. Curls in your hair, most curls. Okay, now don't get scared, don't get nervous. Pass it to the lady that drove the furthest. Okay, now we're going to rehearse. Pass it to the lady with the most change in her purse. We're all friends, so we must be fair. Pass it to the lady with the longest hair. All right, I hope we're having fun. I have tried to include most everyone, from the largest purse to the smallest dress of blue. Now I'll have to read another verse. Pass the gift to the lady with the largest purse. Good evening. The largest purse. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Dew. And now we're going to pass this on to close it out with Mr. Dawson so we get some food on after this one.
Okay. Now, wasn't that a great ceremony? Wasn't that a great ceremony? I'll tell you something. To some of you, I'm a rookie. I've lived in Roosevelt for 20 years. But I got to tell you, this is a great feeling. And when the young lady said, I love Roosevelt, I love Roosevelt. And one other thing, gentleman whom I just met less than 30, 40 minutes ago, Mr. Jacob Dixon, tell me that's not a congressman. Tell me that's not a future congressman coming out of Roosevelt. Think about that, young man. Think about it, because you can represent all of us. Okay, you guys have been sitting for a long time. I know you're ready to eat. You're ready to shake your bunkie, get rid of some of that food, and you're going to be dancing and shaking along with the exquisite band and the exquisite ladies, and they are. I'm going to start with our guitarist, Mr. Wayne Jeffries. The drummer in the back came all the way from New Jersey. That's John Doty. On the horn, Siraj, and the MD, that stands for music director, not medical doctor. Mr. William Billy Beck. The ladies who are out front, we have Miss Joyce Ferguson, Miss Deborah Haber, the lady in the middle, oh, that's my wife, I'm sorry. Cecilia Dawson. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for a wonderful performance and a great ceremony, and let's get down. Thank you.
Ain't no smile.